Okay, guys, this was a nasty area here. Okay, as you can see, a lot of boom, boom, boom. We took a short around this area, and we're still short. And the reason for it is essentially one of the main reasons, but not. First, to give you an idea, what we're doing right now is we're trading uh, the Apex strategies, which is a combination of Zenith and Apex. And this is kind of these type of trades set up usually after they set up they can set up any time, but generally speaking, when FOMC breaks, and before the FOMC we had that Philly Fed index, which you can see how position traders took a position during the Philly Fed index, and then they pretty much got out of their positions, and right around the FOMC. Now today NQ tried to go somewhere where other markets were not going, and it made a really good short trade for it. So we're going to hold, expecting price to continue lower. The reason I didn't explain anything in the beginning of the video is just because I knew this was going to be a long trade and we'd need to wait for some time. Now that we are below volume weighted average price here, what we're going to do is begin to take a little bit of profit, and this is the right area, and this is, so I'm going to exit about half of my position. There's so much volume here that, so we're around 7K exiting half, and now we're around 15 contracts, and we'll just sit on that for now. And obviously there's no need to have to change to have a stop that would cause, obviously we're not going to let the market return and go all the way back up and stop us out. So I'll update as the market unfolds. Okay, so buying, we're saying the reason I covered around this area is because of this high volume that's coming in, that's covering basically. Uh, that's a little bit of profit taking, short covering. You can see I'm looking for volume to continuously spike up, and eventually we'll get to a point that will get us bounce. Um, right now I'm waiting, I'm watching other markets as well, and I'm waiting for waiting to take a little bit more profits on this trade. I'm still short on NQ, and I'm gonna take another scale out in a little bit, but I'm waiting for us to move further down. In the meanwhile, in this area, when something like this happens in this area, so let's say you're short in this area, um, that's the thing about having confidence or faith. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna cover another portion, and getting back to what I'm talking about, what I was talking about is in this area is, if you don't have faith in your strategies, if your strategies don't have a real edge, you would not have been able. I was in this trade since for a few hours, and if you don't have faith in your strategies, you're not going to be able to hold through something like this, because you're going to put your stops here, here, or something somewhere around here, and every time price bounces back on a low interval chart, you're going to want to get out. Having faith in your strategies is the only way you're going to be able to hold a trade for this kind of profit. And day trading, where you get in systems or trades where you're getting in to take a tick or two or three or four ticks, and using a four tick stop to get four ticks, no matter how you get around it, in the long run, you're human beings and you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to deviate from your strategies. And those kind of strategies where not too many people can stick with those kind of risk rewards, where it's one to one on every single trade, and you're gonna, commissions are gonna eat into it, mistakes are gonna eat into it, and what's gonna happen is that you'll eventually end up not making money on systems like that. The only way to make trade real real money with trading, even day trading, is to be able to catch larger points. So a move like this from here to here would be fine for day trading, but little small moves from here to here, if that's what your trading strategies are all about, catching 1 or 2 points on, for example, the NQ, or 7, 8 points on the YM, etc., or 1 point on ES, those kind of strategies, very few people are able to trade like that, and those are usually traders that have been able to survive for more than 5 years doing something like that, and they have incredible amounts of discipline. Most people don't have the discipline to trade like them. So that's the thing about what we feel working with a lot of traders. This is what I found: give them strategies that have healthy risk reward ratios and high probabilities, and they'll be able to manage and survive the first 3 4 years that are very important to trading. And so you need that confidence based on the high probability and the ratio and the risk reward ratio to give you a psychological edge, particularly for new traders. Or eventually you'll just give up, because and during those first 2 3 years of trading, that's the hardest part of trading, because that's where you need to build your confidence in your abilities to be able to take money out of the markets. Okay, so the cash market is closing, and I'm just gonna flatten out my trade. What I mean is, cash market hasn't closed yet, but it's about to, and we're at a place where we're so inefficient again between the E-minis that a substantial bounce is potentially possible. In either case, the trade moved enough for me, and I think I pulled out approximately somewhere around uh, between around 9,500 out of that trade. So that's enough. Now, what I wanted to what I wanted to say is, this is something that we get from this is there's a misleading premise out there that says that if a strategy is profitable, why would anybody share it? And what they don't under what the reason it's a false premise is that a strategy is just a strategy, but a method, you could mold it in so many different ways and pull unlimited amount of strategies out of it. For example, market profile is a method, is an organizing tool, and it's still widely used, and many traders use it profitably day in and day out. Nothing has lost because you can use it so many different ways. You can mold it in so many different directions. That's just an example. Same thing with for example, a software. This Just because a software has unlimited potential, the limit is only as far as your creativity goes. So that is such a false premise. For example, LBR shares all of her strategies with people, and she knows that it doesn't bother her, because she knows that she can, even if her strategies don't work fine, then she has the confidence that she knows that the method is something that will not change, with the core method of the way that she trades. There are a lot of traders that will share their methods because they're not worried, and they know that they can have 4 strategies off that method, but they can create another 4 or 6 or 10 or 12 strategies off that method as well. So that is a false premise to begin with, and that's what a lot of traders hesitate when they want to learn. So what they do instead is they'll use silly indicators that have been around for 100 years, and they'll lose that same amount of money in the market, where instead of taking their time and learning a proper method and spending the amount of screen time needed to get acquainted with that method. Essentially, that's what the Apex and the Zenith strategies are. There's a core methodology that teaches you, so you could understand why did this move occur here, and why was there a high probability that it would break down below instead of breaking above. Good risk reward ratio, so you would get short, and then two things will happen: you either make money or you get stopped out, and that's trading. But if you make money, you're going to make a lot more than you would lose. Therefore, the strategies that we have available with the Apex and the Zenith, those are based on the trade methodology. We use those strategies. That's what used here for this trade. Um, but there are unlimited strategies that you can combine with that core methodology. But first, you have to study the methodology, learn the methodology, spend some time with it before you can get on your own and create strategies off of it. That's why we provide 6 strategies with the Apex, which is based on that methodology, and you can begin to use it as you want.